So here's what going from obese to shredded taught me about women. Number one, the first thing is that women respect a man who looks after himself. There's no getting away from this, okay? If you don't look after yourself as a man, it shows in your physique, in your mentality, in the way that you communicate, your body, like everything, right? If you look after yourself as a man, it's evident, okay? And the number one aspect of this, or the most stark aspect and kind of giveaway of this reality, is your physique. So when I wasn't looking after myself, and you know, this is how it would be, right? I would come home from school, and obviously I was obese when I was like 16 to 17 years old. I would come home, I would literally stuff my face. I get those like £1 packet of crisps that you can buy at the shop, I'm sure you know. I don't know how many calories are in there, probably about 500, 600, something like that, right? I would have that, I'd have a yazoo with that. I was actually well known for this as well. People would like see me eat this stuff. I would have like a whole £1 packet of Maltesers. Like that's like 1,200 calories in one sitting. And that's just what I ate for like my warm up before dinner. My dad would cook me some like crazy food, right? So I would eat all that shit it was like a routine. I would eat terrible food day in, day out. And I wasn't looking after myself, obviously, right? I was just stuffing my face, okay? And that's how I basically got obese. I wasn't very active. I played video games all the time. Like a lot of you guys probably watching this, right?
He shot my web. Yeah, but why? Why did I die? I don't get it.
So I played FIFA, Fortnite. I was one of the OGs of Fortnite. I had all the fucking Season 1 Battle Pass skins, right? All of that, okay? So I was literally a hermit, and at the same time as being a hermit, I would stuff my face with all this food, okay? And that's how I got obese. And the difference came initially, the first time that I noticed how important it was to look after yourself, okay, and actually get in shape as a guy, is when I went to college. And I actually started to lose the weight when I was around 17. I get to college, I'm kind of leaner. I'm still kind of like, looking back now, I put a photo on the screen, I still look like shit, but it was significantly better from where I was coming from. And I started to get attention from women. I remember distinctly, there was this girl in my English class. She probably will never watch this, so it doesn't even matter, right? She was a Muslim girl. And literally in my English class, guess what? I noticed that she laughed at all my jokes, because I used to be the kind of funny kid. You know, I used to try and crack jokes in school, just to distract from the boring lessons that we were having, right? I would literally sit there, crack jokes, and she would be like the one that was always laughing, okay? And then it got to a point where she would ask for my Snapchat to send me English resources. At the time, I didn't even get the signal initially. I didn't understand what she was communicating to me. I didn't understand that she was basically saying, I am so attracted to you, can I please talk to you on Snapchat and progress it from there. That's basically what she was saying if you just read between the lines and had the actual confidence and understanding of how women work, right, and operate. So at first I thought nothing of it. I just gave her my Snapchat. Yeah, okay, here you go. You know, I knew she was a pretty girl, but I didn't really think of myself capable of attracting a girl like that, right? Lo and behold, I finally figure out that, oh, she's actually interested. And that was the first time I realized that the fruits of my labor had come to fruition, in the sense that I had undergone this weight loss. I lost about 60 pounds by that point. And immediately, basically my first month in college, I had an opportunity that was presented to me just as a result of me being me in my own skin, but this time I was in shape. Compared to my school experience where I was out of shape the whole time, no interest from women at all. I get to college, boom, instantly, I get attention and I get an opportunity, and I finally realized that, oh, it was worth it. And quick side note, that girl ended up breaking my heart, which is literally to be expected. That was the first girl that ever spoke to me. So obviously I was like, bugging out. I didn't know what to do. The second thing is, these girls will be intimidated by you, okay? So like, you'll be walking around in the street and you'll probably be thinking, you know, you're an attractive guy. And if you haven't got the experience, you'll probably be walking around and thinking to yourself at some point, like, why aren't these girls looking back at me when I'm looking at them? And they know I'm looking at them, but they won't make the eye contact back with me. And the reason for that is because these girls are actually intimidated by the fact that you're such an attractive individual and that you're in shape. So they just rather, you know, avoid the situation entirely, you know, to save face. And what I've learned also is that these girls, when they walk past you, you won't even know they're looking at you, but they are staring. But you will never catch it. It's like a weird dichotomy. It's like, on the one hand, they are looking, and you're checking to see if they're looking, but guess what? You will never catch it. The only times you will catch it is if they're so confident or so attracted to you, like 10 on the Richter scale, maybe 11, right, of attractiveness to you. Yeah, that's when you'll catch it, because they're making it obvious. But besides that, there'll be girls that you think maybe are out of your league or whatever. You'll be walking by, and they'll be looking, but you will never clock it. If you get in shape, you lose weight, you put onto muscle, and you're looking better, you know you're looking way better, you know you look good, and you feel like you still don't really get the choosing signals, That's because a lot of these girls will be intimidated. They just won't make it obvious, okay? Because they don't want to be embarrassed or whatever. Whatever way their brain works, that's just how it goes, right? They just don't want to enter into that kind of situation because it's like, it's awkward for them, and they don't want to. Literally, they'll be thinking about themselves more than you. They'll be thinking, oh, what's he gonna think of me if I even look at him? Like that sort of thing. Like, what if I say something stupid? They're thinking about that. They're in their own heads. You basically put them in their own heads. That's basically the point I'm making. You know, when you're at a certain level of attractiveness and your body is that kind of nice, and I don't mean this in a narcissistic way, but this is just the facts, right? You know you're looking good. They'll be in their own heads and they ain't even thinking about you. They're just thinking about how they will react to you if you actually talk to them. The third thing I learned is that it's not hard to attract women. Like, it's just not, okay? Like, you separate yourself so much when you get in shape and you have abs, or you get in shape and you're bulky and you have a lot of muscle on you, you know, and you look good in t-shirts, and you stand out from most men. It's very easy at that point to attract women. And this is the thing, you will attract women, like you'll get choosing signals, like I was just talking about in the last point. Like, you might get discreet choosing signals, you might get overt choosing signals, but the fact of the matter is you will get choosing signals, but a lot won't come from them unless you act. And that's where being in shape is important, because if you're in shape, the likelihood is you have more confidence in yourself. And if you have more confidence in yourself, you're probably gonna take action when the opportunity presents itself to talk to a girl. Like, bro, you need to understand, okay, you get in shape and yes, you do get the choosing signals, but guess what? You still have to kind of do the cold approaches. But the thing is, your success rate with the cold approaches will be significantly higher when you're in shape, obviously, okay? Like, if you imagine if I was like looking like this, how I used to look, and I tried to cold approach a girl, she'd probably be freaked out. She'd probably be like, what the f? Either that, or she'd be like, "Aw, fatty." Do you know what I mean? So it's like, you need to be in your best physical form to have the best chance to turn these cold approaches into conversions. I'm thinking of it like from a sales perspective. Like, it's literally a numbers game. And this is the thing, with women, is a numbers game anyway, right? Like, you can cold approach 1 million girls, but guess what? A lot of them will give you their number and they still won't reply. Like, it can be that crazy, right? So it's not like back in the day, like maybe like 20 years ago, you maybe approach a girl and then they give you their number and they actually mean something. That's because social media's kind of like watered it all down, right? But the point is, right, being in shape, I learned that attracting women is easy. That's the easy part, right? It's not hard. Like, I can, you know, there's never a dry streak. If I have a dry streak, it's because I've chosen to have one, right? Fact of the matter is, when you pair body game and cold approach sauce into your life, into your repertoire of skills, guess what? Women are always on the table for you, so you choose to have them. Of course, that would not be a possibility if I was still fat. Because if you're a guy that doesn't know that they're attractive and you lack confidence in your image, you're gonna be one of those insecure guys most likely. You know, I've had multiple girls tell me stories about insecure guys, and it always stems from them not being secure in how they look and feel in their own body. Because they know if the girl goes somewhere where she's likely to be exposed to guys that are on a higher level physically, financially, and just kind of mentally, she might get picked up by them. She might be enticed by them, okay? And that's always the case. If a guy's insecure, it's usually because he's out of shape and he's just not confident in who he is. But this is the thing, as soon as I got in shape and I started to actually look and feel like the man I was supposed to be, guess what? When dealing with women, I'm not insecure. I've never been insecure, to be honest, anyway. I'll be completely honest. Like, I've had moments, like I think every guy's had a moment where they've been like bugging, right? But I've never been the insecure guy. Like, I'm always pretty secure. I'm like, you know, if she's gonna go somewhere and do this, like whatever, I don't give a shit. Do you know what I mean? I've got my own stuff to focus on. But I will say it is much easier to know that you're a catch when you're actually a catch and you're in shape. That's the thing. And that plays in your favor when you're dating women. And I'm not just talking about seeing them, I'm talking about just dating them in general. The fact that you're in shape just gives you a little bit more confidence in knowing that, you know, the likelihood of her finding a guy who's physically in better shape than me that actually wants her to is a lot lower, all right? But if you're fat, it's like any other guy that is literally like a body fat percentage lower than you, it's probably a better option for her at that point. Anyway, those are some of the things I learned. Maybe they help you, maybe they won't. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Comment down below, actually. Have you noticed a difference in your own life after maybe getting in shape compared to when you were fat, skinny, whatever it was, right? Anyway, peace.